Today we're going to be talking about some outerwear pickups, and some of these pieces I've been on the hunt for over 2 years. At least one of them I've been on the hunt for over 2 years, one of them for about a year. And there's some really cool vintage pieces, some really cool designer pieces. There's a lot of fashion lore that's going to be sprinkled throughout this video. This first jacket is a holy grail item for me, something that I've been on the hunt for a minute, and I didn't know if I was ever actually going to get it, especially for a reasonable price. This piece is pretty much a part of history at this point because it's been referenced by so many different brands and designers. It's been reeditioned so many times, it's come in so many different variations, but what I have here is sort of the one that I've been specifically after, and this is the Katharine Hamnett 1986 asymmetrical cargo bomber jacket in the black cotton variation. This specific jacket has come in a lot of different materials and colorways. It's been reeditioned by Katharine Hamnett various times, but if you're into fashion, then you are probably most familiar with this jacket from Raf Simons. He basically did a rendition of this jacket with the exact same pocket layout for his autumn-winter 04-05 collection waves, and it's a slightly different silhouette. This one is in a bomber jacket silhouette. His is more in a work jacket, Eisenhower jacket silhouette, and the Katharine Hamnett version comes with a few more details that aren't present on the Raf jacket, and I managed to grab it for such a good deal. Shout out to Exigules, I think that's how you pronounce the page. He hooked it up with such a good price. He's a viewer of the channel, and he's got a great selection, honestly. So if you're on the hunt for pieces like this, vintage, designer, go check out his page. To run over some of the details, starting off at the top of the jacket, the collar has this really cool quilt stitching pattern that follows the natural shape of the collar, kind of giving it a little bit more texture and a little bit more dimension, which is really nice. It has this little Velcro strap, so if you want to have the collar popped and Velcro strapped across, you could totally do that. Continuing the asymmetry down to the shoulders, you have one shoulder that has like this extra padding and this little piping around it, and the other shoulder also has padding, but it doesn't have the piping texture. It has this really interesting construction as well. You can see on the right shoulder how it has this like leaf type shape going on. Very interesting. I don't really know the purpose behind it because it's not present on the other side either. I've never seen a shoulder pad with that sort of leaf shape, but it's really sick. And it also has this double layered action as well. You can see the two panels laid underneath each other. And then obviously the most eye-catching aspect are the multi-pockets on the front. So starting off with this one, this looks like it would be nothing, but this is actually a fold-up Velcro pocket. So it has a little Velcro patch right there, which then folds down and becomes sort of like a pencil pocket, I would say. That's like the appropriate shape for it. And then it sort of folds in on itself. Really sick design. I think that's so clever. And then you have this like crazy angled pocket that goes diagonally over top two other pockets. It does float, so you can see I can stick my hand underneath and get into the pockets underneath this one, but it's just so interesting how this pocket kind of like floats on top of the other ones. This one has a little diamond shaped flap that sits open, also with a Velcro. It's a very similar shape to the one up top. And then these pockets sit inside of each other, so it has a big pocket right here. I've just got some headphones in there right now. But inside that pocket sits another Velcro pocket, and then some actual pen holder pockets that are stitched down so you can actually fit a pen and it won't slide around anywhere. The pockets don't stop there because it also has two pockets on the side for your hands, because obviously your hands can't sit up top like that. So you can have your hands warm in either of those two pockets. And then on the back side, it does have two gussets on either side, which allows for a little bit more mobility. If you need to like reach your arms forward, there's the extra fabric there to allow for that movement without messing up like the jacket or like having it pull up on the back. Ribbing on the bottom, and then one of my favorite design elements that is, I think is just like super slept on when it comes to cuffs on jackets, this sort of angled shape where it comes to a point, instead of just being rounded off like normal, it has like a little bit of a teardrop shape to it that comes up the arm. This will probably never leave the wardrobe, to be honest, because I've been on the hunt for it for so long, and I think it's just gonna fade so nicely over time. I've already been wearing it pretty much like every other day. It's such a good moviegoer jacket because of all the pockets, so you can just bring all the snacks or drinks you want. So yeah, that is the Hamnett bomber. I got a size medium, by the way. Incredibly stoked on that one. Moving on to the next jacket, this is a vintage piece that was sourced by my good buddy Jay over at Twofold Vintage, one of the best vintage suppliers in the country. Actually, this hoodie is from Twofold as well, a little MLG moment. Jay recently just got back from a trip to Japan, and while I was in Japan, he grabbed me this jacket pretty much unprompted, so that was so incredibly nice of him. He thought this jacket had me written all over it, and he was totally right. This is a 1940s United States Navy smock raincoat or overcoat, and it's such an incredible piece. It is a wax jacket, or at least it was a wax jacket at one point, where the wax is sort of faded off now, but all you can see is like the residue texture that's been left after, you know, so many years of wear. It has tons of like micro distressing all over. It is basically unlined on the inside, which is kind of interesting. I'm guessing that either there was a liner at some point, or it was just meant to be worn over top just purely as a protective rain layer. The actual fabric itself is like really stiff, so I'm really looking forward to like breaking it and letting it like kind of like remold to my body, because it's definitely just been hung up for so long. It does have a belted backside as well, which is really sick. I love having like straps and whatnot hang from silhouettes when I'm putting together outfits. I think it just adds a little bit more spice, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm just so incredibly thankful that Jay thought of me when he was in Japan and ended up grabbing this for me. It's such a cool piece, a true piece of history. This jacket is, what, 80 something years old, which is kind of crazy. So shout out to Jay, shout out to Twofold. Moving on to the next piece. This is a recent acquisition that I got from a Japanese auction. Got it for such an incredible deal. I was not expecting to get it for this low. I thought the bidding was just gonna go up. It's not, I wouldn't say it's my size particularly. I can definitely get away with it. I'd probably want like one size up at least, but it's such a cool piece, and I figured I'd show you guys regardless. This is a Autumn Winter 99, I believe. I'm not the best at dating Helmut. Helmut Lang Ballistic Nylon MA1 bomber jacket, or just bomber jacket actually. I think MA1 would have the pocket sleeve or something else going on. But this is like a bomber jacket silhouette with a full zip turtleneck collar that has the knit ribbing on the top, bottom, and sleeves. Ballistic Nylon is probably like up there with the vintage cotton in terms of like the best materials from those early coveted Helmut Lang collections. And this jacket is so sick. I love this texture. You just don't really see this texture on a whole lot of pieces anymore, and I think it's so nice. I love that the zip is dual-sided, so it can zip from the bottom or top. I feel like that was so early for its time as well, especially for Helmut Lang, because pretty much every jacket released nowadays will have that feature built in, just because, like, why not add that style versatility? It does have two side zipper pockets on either side, which is really nice. And then also one minor detail that I really appreciate, the subtle darting going on the sleeve and shoulder area. It has this extra dart that comes up the arm a little bit, and then on the back side it has two darts that kind of arch towards the back of the neck, just I guess for a better articulation when moving around. Like I mentioned, this jacket is a tiny bit small on me. I just can't layer anything underneath. These sleeves are like a tiny bit short, but if I wear like a button-up shirt or like some sort of long sleeve where there's a cuff poking out of the bottom of this cuff, then I think it looks fine. This is a size 40, so it is on the smaller. Wanted to show you guys that one real quick. The next two jackets are technically from the same brand, but from two very different eras, and they're like major pieces of history. One of these jackets I've been on the hunt for over a year now, and I thought I was gonna have to cash out at one point because there is one available, or at least there was one available for just like a ridiculous price, but I was patient, just waited, and a year later I managed to grab this jacket that I'm about to show you for $111, I believe it was, like after tax and everything. Incredible, because the one before, the guy was trying to get like $1,700. Insane. I was never gonna pay $1,700. So to get it for $111 is mind-blowing. I think it's such a cool piece. This is a Ruffo faux double layered leather bomber jacket, whatever you wanna call it, because it's two different jacket silhouettes tied into one piece. So you might notice that it does have like this collar going on, and then underneath it has this leather bomber jacket, kind of like faux layered underneath, because when you unzip the torso, you can see that it's actually stitched together, and it is just one piece that's been like folded in on itself and stitched together. And then you can unzip the bomber jacket underneath to get into the main body of the jacket. It is such an incredible piece. I think this is like one of the most unique jackets I've ever seen. I love the shape, I love the silhouette, I love the material. It's in a black leather. It's full of Riri zips. There's Riri zips all over. It's got these two sort of like little zipper pockets that run horizontally up top. It's got these two big pockets and then two side pockets for your hands. I believe this did originally have a belt, because you can see belt loops that run around the entirety of the like lower back portion of the jacket. So I guess that was just lost at the time, but that's totally fine. For those of you who don't know about Ruffo, Ruffo is an Italian leather manufacturer that started in 1966, I believe. And besides manufacturing leather, what they ended up doing was hiring out designers to design collections for them. And in the late 90s, they had Raf Simons and Veronique Branchino co-design a collection. So Raf did the men's, Veronique did the women's. I believe they only did like 2 seasons, I think, in total, and that was technically under the research sub-label, whereas these 2 pieces I'm showing you are from like their main line. This one is not from Ruffo Research as far as I know. It's also very hard to date this jacket because the care label has been cut off, unfortunately, so I don't know exactly when this is from, but if I had to guess, it's probably from that same like late 90s era. Such an incredible piece. I am a massive fan of this like faux double layered effect. I like how it really ties in that smarter look with the collar up top, and it just fits incredible too. The actual shape of the jacket is like nice and boxy with those elongated sleeves. I like that the sleeve goes just a little bit past the body. So incredibly stoked to have this one in the collection and to get it for so cheap as well. I'm really happy I was patient. This next one I just recently got from The Real, and they had it up for dirt cheap. I don't know if whoever the seller was knew what they had. This is a 1973, also faux double layered Ruffo like aviator style jacket in this really soft, I want to say it's like lamb or goat leather. It's just like really buttery soft. It's not nearly as like stiff or heavy as the other one. This one actually has the tag and everything, so I'm actually able to date it to 1973. The pocketing is really sick on this one. It's got 2 horizontal zip pockets, really similar to that previous one, but then it has 2 vertical zip pockets down the front as well. These ones are all Lampo zips, so every single zipper on this jacket is a Lampo zip, whereas every single zipper on that previous one is a Riri zip. So the quality is insane off the top, and the actual faux double layered is tying in this leather collar with a knit turtleneck underneath. So you can see it has a full zip turtleneck, faux layered, double stitched on the inside, and the zip runs all the way down the collar. That's what the inside of the jacket looks like. Really sick piece. I've been wearing this one so much as well. I've just been loving the outerwear rotation recently. And then when you flip onto the back side, it has even more details. It has what I would think is like a hunting style pocket, but I'm sure it's not a hunting style pocket just based off the silhouette of the jacket. But a lot of hunting jackets would have a game pocket in the back where you can put like what you've hunted basically. But these ones have a zipper closure that runs all the way through, so you can put your hand all the way through the jacket into the other side. It's basically a game pouch without it being a game pouch. And then on the inside, it has basically what is like an MA1 pocket on the inside of the jacket. So it has a little zipper closure on the side, and then 2 more micro pockets layered on top of that. So pockets up the wazoo. I would definitely recommend just taking a browse. There's so much out there, especially for women's wear too. Yeah, want to show you guys those 2 insane pieces real quick. And then last but certainly not least, you guys know I have to show this one off. This is easily my favorite piece that we've done so far. This is the SOMAR triple waxed Peril Moto jacket. This is sort of like my take on the Raff Moto jackets that he's kind of done renditions of throughout basically like, I want to say like 15 years of designs. I think originally did this one in 98 and then in 04 and then in 08, I want to say. Even though that silhouette has changed a lot, the main idea is that it has this asymmetrical zip with a turtleneck little quarter zip moment down the front. 5 total zipper handles, each with these tassels that hang from it, and it has an MA1 style bomber jacket pocket on the left sleeve. The fabric is a 13.5 ounce denim that has been treated 3 times with wax. So it's been waxed, dried for 2 weeks, waxed, dried for 2 weeks, waxed, dried for 2 weeks. The wax coating is water resistant, which is really sick. Some of the micro details on the back side, you've got the black on black SOMAR logo embroidery on the back of the neck. And one of my favorite details is that the sleeve seam matches up with the yoke seam, which is really sick. I love the shape of this piece. I think it fits incredible. For sizing, I wear a medium. I'm 6'1", 145 pounds, and I find that medium allows for like the most style versatility in terms of being able to like light layer underneath. Also in the backside, you'll find this strap right here, which is inspired by motorcycle jackets. This piece is gonna come out on March 31st, along with the matching pair of pants, which if you wanna learn more about those, just go back one video. But yeah, really stoked on this piece. I'm so happy to finally get this out for you guys, because you've been asking for it for a minute. Easily the longest production process because of the waxing. I'm a massive fan of the silhouette when you have all the tassels like flowing around. The full set goes crazy, but you obviously don't need to wear the full set to like have this sort of insect-like silhouette going on with all the tassels. That's it for the Peril Moto jacket. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like down below. Also wanted to throw a question of the day for you guys to answer down below. And that question is, what games are you guys playing right now? I usually have 1 or 2 games in rotation so I don't get burnt out from just playing one game all the time. Currently that rotation is Metro Exodus with the remastered version with the complete deluxe enhanced edition, whatever it's called. And then also the Batman Arkham games. I'm still in the first game. I never got a chance to play those games all the way through. I've played like bits and pieces. I know they're phenomenal games and got the bundle for like $9 on Steam. So what better time to hop into that than now? So yeah, those are the 2 games I have on rotation. Let me know what you guys are playing down in the comments below, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one. See you later.